We are starting, so we'll learn and start JavaScript today. Till now, we have learned till HTML and CSS. We have covered all the topics and made a website like that for basic understanding of the concepts. We'll practice a lot in later on, but till now, we are moving to JS part, and later we'll also complete this website with a full stack dev. It's like responsive everything, so that this can be a real project for you guys. Uh, Also, maybe today or some not today, we'll focus on JS now. Later, we'll learn about GitHub. GitHub is an open source platform. Is for tech community. GitHub is something. It's everything for tech. Uh, what GitHub offers? GitHub is an open source platform. Open source means tech, where everyone contributes freely. If I am a developer, you are a developer, you can push your code or anything you have developed in for free in GitHub, so that other developers can use it. There are thousands and lakhs of websites available freely on GitHub. You can just clone it and run it on your system and say that I have made that. No one is going to say that you don't. But there are privacy policies, some uses that, but maximum cases it's open source, so you can just contribute in some repo. But for tech community, because it's so big, we follow a guideline and rule. It's like some ethical rules, so we don't copy usually, but lots of copies are there. But the ultimate motive is, uh, we try to contribute. It's like collaboratively, so that we all improve. So how GitHub helps us is like whatever you have need is like you have made anything or anything you want this kind of project, you can just search on it, find out it, and just clone it. And later in the earlier session, I have like gave you the normal introduction in how to push in GitHub your code base. So we'll move on to GitHub later on. There's another topic that's called Git and GitHub. We need to install GitHub in your desktop and Git bash in your desktop also, so that whenever you are coding, you can just push it through VS Code. For normal purpose, VS Code is made by Microsoft. This Visual Studio Code, and also GitHub is made is like made by Microsoft. So both are Microsoft products. Um, Usually, you think you don't use Microsoft, but Microsoft in tech is a giant and is like you have used a lot. Today we'll move on to JavaScript. We'll start JavaScript. Um, okay, so there are lots of resources, but I'll stick to the normal W3 school. So we have learned here earlier. Okay, and not only this, we'll study from books, and it's like I have also notes, so we'll study from both. So how many of you know JavaScript earlier? Just tell me. And if you are in tech, it's like tell me that Java and JavaScript is same or not. Java or JavaScript, how it's different? It's like the extension version, Java and JavaScript. First Java developed, and people developed extensive version of JavaScript. It's the extensive version of Java called JavaScript. Is that way, or it's like total different language like C and Python are different language, or is it like C to C++, like the same way continues? Which one? Tell why. Tell. Java is a programming language. JS is scripting language. Good. But the question is that the similarity they are same? Who developed Java? Okay, is anyone answering? No way. So let's study. There is nothing, so we'll study from here. Okay. Java used to create app. Oh no, everything is like create application. You can develop websites with Java also. Okay, so Java and JavaScript are different languages. Uh, there is nothing similar to Java and JavaScript. Both invented by like different peoples. We'll study JavaScript, not Java. Java is also used to develop websites, app, but JavaScript usually uses on the website development as a front end, and its extensive version called Node.js, Express.js are used in the backend part. And in the case of front end part, there are new technologies like React, no, not new technology, updated frameworks like React.js, Next.js, and all. There are Angulars and okay, there are also not frameworks like things like JavaScript are there, but that's not in case use of is like that's not used as of now because JavaScript is like something we have invented and is like used in past. We to actually use now Next.js, and JavaScript is also not used too much nowadays. TypeScript is using is like TypeScript and JavaScript as like similars, but in TypeScript we can declare the type of the variable. So that's why people and in the industry we use TypeScript rather than JavaScript. But everything is like you need to start with JavaScript. Later TypeScript you can just move on with just knowing the variable types and everything. So whatever you are learning, front end, back end, everything, React, Node.js, and all, JavaScript is the base of everything because this is the language which is divided and is like updated in a later version. So we'll mostly focus on JavaScript so that it's like we all have good understanding, good basics clear of JavaScript. HTML CSS was like a normal part. I know everyone know it. People study HTML in their schools, and CSS is just like is like what is the memorization game? You need to memorize the cons as like what is it? The methods, the keywords, what you call flexbox and all. There's nothing to understand, but JavaScript you need to understand. First, you all need to install Node in your system. Okay, that is called Node.js. Search Node.js currently and install it. Download Node.js. Okay, everyone do it. I think a lot of people did it in the first class, but me you did it. It's like you do it. Others have it, I believe. Or if you don't, just download the Node.js. You need to download it and then install it. I have already been installed, so I'll not install it again. Okay, once you have installed it, then we'll move on. Um, First, in earlier cases, how we do JavaScript, we do inspect element in browser, then we go to the console and write the code here. Okay, this is some errors showing in the website. We don't need to bother about it. Here you can just write it console.print and all. Okay, and it will be print. Okay, sorry, console. Okay, this was like something we only run in browser, but later developers developed a concept like Node.js, so that we can use that in our VS local system. Okay, so here you can click variable .js and then click on it. Okay, now if I want to run it, it will be this. Okay, you can see here, this is the code, this will be written here. So this is a sample code and this is the format of the output. Okay, so we'll learn all this, don't think about it. So we'll start with JavaScript tutorial. uh, this is not important. Introduction. JavaScript can change HTML content. So this is very useful information of JavaScript. uh, there's a tag called get element by id. So when we use that, the dot get element by id and the class name is demo dot inner html, we can change the outcome called hello javascript. If we just need to try it on yourself, you can do that here. So here you can see this is what can javascript do. This is a h2 tag, and in the p tag I have an id called demo, and I am calling javascript can change html content. And on a button I'm going to say that on click document.getElement by id demo.innerhtml and change it to hello javascript. So what it will do, I am talking about when I am clicking on click button, the dot get sorry the dot get element by id, it will go to the id demo, and this is the format that inner html, it will change the inner html. Inner, you need to remember it, inner html. HTML stands for hypertext markup language, I have already been told that. And it will change to this it is in string, this is called strings. Okay, this is in string, and it will change to hello javascript. Okay, hello javascript. Okay, let's run it and see how it runs. So button id javascript, this is a button id, click me. When I am clicking it, it changes to hello javascript, right? Did you guys got it? Dot get element by id, this is the format. Okay, you need to remember it, you will use it a lot of time. What it fetches, get element, it's already been told here. Okay, get element, how it gets it, to the id, get element by id. What is the name of the id? Whatever it is demo in this case. And in the demo, in the paragraph tag, you can see in the demo javascript can change html content was there, and now I have changed it to hello javascript. Remember it, you need, because this is a string. I'm talking about basic string structure. What is a string? If you write, look, this is my name. This is in the second brackets. This is called strings. Okay, if you don't have any idea about strings, this is the basics. 1, 5, any number. Okay, this is an integers type. Any number in 5.0 is like decimal format, 5.01. okay, this is float. Remember it or note it down if you don't know. Okay, this is string, this is int, this is float. Okay, later we'll know array, but I'll complete this the things later on. But this is what you need to know, basics: strings, int, float. If you have any doubt, just ask me. If you don't understand anything, just ask me multiple times. But if you just missed it out, you'll not understand anything further on. Okay, so it's very important, so that you don't miss out the basics things, because as we move on to the advanced, you'll not understand if you don't have a clear basics. Am I clear? Okay, so the tag is what we need to. This is a tag document. Okay, document. First, whatever you are writing, dot first you need to dot is like the class name, not class name. This is structure. Okay, document. Then get element, whatever get element by ID. Next, what you need to write here, get element by ID. Next, you need to write the ID name. What is the ID name? You need to fetch. You need to go into it. You write the name of the ID, then you go to the inner HTML and changes the value of the inner HTML. Is like that was an ID in a JavaScript can change HTML content. Now I'm changing it to hello JavaScript. So whenever I'm clicking it, it just changes. Because I have clicked it, I need to go it here again. Once I change it, I can't change. Once I clicked it, I can change it. You can see hello JavaScript. Okay, this is how it works. I need to write it on double inverted commas, because this is the, like if we talk hello and in this format, this is called string. 5, any number, int, any number in decimal format, 5.56, float. Just note it down. Okay, okay, so can I move on? So I'm going to the next topic. uh, you can see turn on the light. The light is turned on. Turn off the light. Okay, this is a basic project of JavaScript. What is happening here, this is a peak of, is like a normal bulb, and this is a peak of lighted bulb. Okay, so I am calling dot get element by ID, and my image, the image is in, if I say is the image tag. Okay, I can say that my image is a new tag in the ID, and I want that the source to be changed to this. So when I am turn on the light, it's changed. When I am turn off the light, it's changing to this image. So it's changing to turn off the light. Okay, you can see this is a very good project. Am I clear? If you want to run it on our system, you can check. If I just want to make an index file, index.html, and run that. Okay, the image is not fetched. Why it's not fetched? Because it's in the local server. Can I change that image tag? Obviously I can. I need to go to Unsplash. I want this light bulb. You want this kind of light bulb. So much artistic pictures. Here you can see this is the ID, image ID. The source is this. Okay, first the source is this, next we change it. Okay, light off bulb image. It's giving the same one. Okay, let's use it. I need to give it here as a source attribute. Then I need to give it here as when I click on the off button. Okay, go on. Just rewrite the server. You can see the image. Turn on the light. It's changed. Turn off the light. It's changed. Okay. Cool. Understood. Did you guys understand? Let's make one on your system, on your VS Code. Let's make one. Okay. I'm giving you 5 minutes. The same thing. Don't check the server is at a website or the code. Make it on your own. The format is document.getElement by ID, ID name, and next I want is like if you want to change the image, I'll give a source, then a source file, then it will get changed. I'll give it once. Here button on click, document.getElement by ID, this ID name, dot source, this is the source. Okay, and say the turn on the light, this is the button. Okay, now made it on your own. Make it on your own. Okay.
আচ্ছা পরে ক্যাফে কেন যাবো? ক্যাফে কেন নিতে চাই? ক্যাফে যাবো না আমরা, ঠিক আছে। ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে। আমরা পেরি করে আরো পরে যাবো। আমি আরো শোন না, শোনো যাবো না, আমি যাবো না। আমি বাদে আমি তো বললাম আমি বলতে বেড়াতে বললাম আমি যেতে পারি, বাট আলোক বলছে আমি পড়াচ্ছে সামনে হচ্ছে একদম তোকে আগে আমরা এখন চলে যাবো, মানে যাবো না আমরা বলতে চাইলাম কি তোকে নিয়ে আমরা যাবো। ওটা করতে হচ্ছে, আমি তোকে দেখাচ্ছিলাম আমরা একদম তোকে ছাড়া যাবো না। স্কুল কলেজে গিয়ে 2021 সালে 2021 না 2019 সালে স্কুলে গেছি জানিস? হ্যাঁ তো হবে, আমার তো হয় 2019 সালে স্কুল গেছি লাস্ট টাইম। তুই আমাকে বলছিস বা 2019 থেকে এটা নিশ্চয়ই 2018 থেকে এটা এই করিস না, আমি 2018 থেকে না কাজ করিস না মারা। Your battery is running in stuff. কিন্তু ডান এতক্ষণ টাকা কেন করছে? আমি বললাম বিশ্বাস করলো না। ডকুমেন্টেড গেট এলিমেন্ট বা আইডি একটা ইয়ে করতে বলেছে, ইমেজ চেঞ্জ করতে বলেছে। আমি এখন ডাব্লিউ ডিসপ্লে পাচ্ছি। এই দাদা চেঞ্জ করে দেখাবে মেনিং তার জন্য ভালো কেন Anybody done that? It's been a long. Just share the screen if you have done that. Everyone, Eunice, do that.
কিছুক্ষণ আগে বললে তুমি রাখবে, কিছুক্ষণ আগে আমি জানি না, এবার তুই বলে দেন লোকে। এটা কোন মাসে ভাই? আগের মাসে কি হিসাব হয়নি? না, আগের মাসে 10 এর সাথে এটা যোগ হচ্ছে। আগের মাসে 10 দিনের খাবারের সাথে এটা যোগ হচ্ছে। একবারে মিলাবে। তাহলে আগের মাসে 12 টাকা 15 টাকা করে মিলে গেছে। হবে না? এই কিছু না, আমি ক্লাস করাই ভাই, আমি ক্লাসে ফোকাস করি এখন। আর সাম নেটওয়ার্ক হয়। ওকে, যোগ করে share the screen and show people already আছে সব ঠিক আছে নেই অ্যাকচুয়ালি এই তারপরে কি আমি বলি না না অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার কাছে বেশি নেই না ভাই, বেশি নেই ভাই আমার কাছে। আমি 330টা বাজা করেছি। কি হচ্ছে? I have said you to make a project with document got get in by ID. এখন বলছি 10 মিনিট পরে আবার কি বলতে বলেছিলিস? ছাড় ভাই, এই বড় শুরু 10 মিনিটে বসে আছে। Others, did you guys made it anything? Anyone? এই ওকে স্যার, এই ওকে স্যার কেন লিখেছে? এটা কি বাকিরা কিছু বলে না? তুই চুপ করে বার একটু। গুড নাইট বলে দেওয়া তুই দেখে এবার গেম মারা যাবে গুড নাইট। আমারও 239টা বাজার লিখে দেয়। তুই 100 লিখে দে না তুই। ও ঠিক আছে, আমি এবার বকে নিই। হ্যালো 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 হ্যালো। ও আজ ঝামেলা হয়েছে ভাই। আমি কোনটা লিখি না, আমি কোনটা লিখিনি। হোয়াট আই ডু স্যার? ভাই আমি বুঝে গেছি এটা হবে না, আমি পড়িয়ে দিই তারপরে চলে যাই, বেরিয়ে যাই। ওকে ফোন করে দিয়ে বললো তো এখন গানের কাজে you need to do this project with another is like another button, another image. You need to do this project. Okay, so I don't know why you guys not doing it. It's been 15 minutes, I guess. So I'm just continuing. Do you guys any doubt regarding the last topic? Please share. I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, take it party. শোন না, okay, so That's how you do the script tag. Here in the index file, we just need to write script source, script source, and the source file. This is the file myscript.js, and close the script tag. That's how the JavaScript will link to the HTML. And here you can now write the JavaScript code, and it will be executed. Okay, so next we move on. You can, it's like link one to whatever you want script files. Next, JavaScript output. We have already talked about console and inner HTML. Inner HTML is the format of changing the actual HTML present in a website. If you want to change it here, you can just change it with document.getElement by ID, and next the class name, the ID name, and next the inner HTML dot inner HTML. This is the format of writing the code, and you can just change it. I have already talked about it, so I believe this is clear. Console.log is something, if you want to print something, the console.log, and say I want to print 5. So if I run it, you can see the output is 5, but it's not there. Maybe some issues there. So I think there's an issue. I am just doing in JS Online compiler. So here if we write console.log and 5, let's see, so it will print 5. Okay, you can see, this is the print 5. Maybe there's an issue, it happens in VS Code, so don't worry, you can just check it on online compilers. Console log, you can just print whatever you want. Okay, so next we move on. In other languages, if you are good in other languages, you can see in Python we print and anything we want. C++ we use printf, and in Java you use system.out.println. Okay, so there are other formats, but this is not for JavaScript. This is for Python. I'm just giving you the normal overview. This is for C and C++. Okay, maximally C. Just C, C++, and C# are the other versions of the C. And this is for Java. Okay, and this is for JavaScript. Okay, there are lots of formats. In the console.log format is for JavaScript only. This is another format. Next we move on. Now we can print any statements. Okay, let me clear it. Maybe this is something that you don't understand first time. That's why I'm saying, if you have any question, just say me, because this is all about deep take. You are learning a language. Before that, whatever you have language, this is not language. Language is what makes you capable of anything you want with anything you want to do it. Take, you can do CP, competitive programming. You can do any kind of development you want with JavaScript. If you know the language. If you know any other languages, it's like, if you know JavaScript, learning the other languages are easy for you, because you know the variables, you know the data types, you know the loops, you know the condition statements and all. Okay, so I am taking care that you don't know any other languages and learning you in that manner. So please be aware of that. If you don't need JavaScript in your later life, if you have understanding of JavaScript, you can learn a lot of languages. like Python, like C, like C++. Okay, so this is something called variable declaration. Here you can declare let var const. Let is something with which we say let x is equal to 5 something. We have done in our class 5, 6, is like class 10 mathematics maybe. I'm talking about let x equal to 5 is a value of x is 5. There's another data type called variable var. So we are not using var as of right now because var is something makes us problematic. So if there are lots of developers and there's a value of x, like let's say 5. If I am giving a value of 5, my other developer, my other friend, my other colleague giving the value of x is 9, then I am using it in the var format. It's like var x into 5 and other developer next using it var x equal to 9. So the value of the x changes because it's not constant, it's variable. So in a code, if the actual value of the x required 5 and the code is written with respect to this value and someone just changed the value, that code gets uh, it's like code gets problematic and crashes out. So we need to fix the values, so that's why you use let and constant also. Okay, so let's do this one and see what is the output. Okay, I'm taking three variables x, y and z. I'm talking x is equal to 5, y is equal to 6, and I'm talking about z is equal to x plus y. So what is the value of z? Okay, let's run it. Maybe there are problems. If I just run it again, start without debugging, Node.js. Terminal, new terminal, Node. This problem with running this code in the normal format. Let's use the online compiler. Okay, here you can see this is the code and the value. Okay, I need to print the value console.log and z. Okay, if I just write it here again, console console.log z. No. Okay, here you can see this is the value of z. It's running. I have mistakenly didn't print the z. Okay, this is the value of z. So let's answer the question. If this is x into y, so what will be the value of z? Let's answer it. Okay, what will be the value of z? Answer that. X into y will be 11. Wow, very nice. Next, anyone? Anyone want to try? Okay, next we are talking about this. You can see let person. This is also example let person hege. If you want to change the inner HTML, this is the same. We have done it. Okay, this is the keywords. Where declares a variable. Let declares a block variable. Declares a block constant. Const declares a block constant. The const declares a block constant. If I believe if and else statements you guys know, if makes a block statement to be executed on a condition. If this condition happens, or else if I say if x is equal to y, this will happen. This will go to if, or else if x is equal to y doesn't happen, then else condition will happen. If I say x is equal to y, print 5, this will be the if condition. And if I say if x is equal to y doesn't happen, then print 9. So if the value of x and y are same, then I'll get the value of 5 as a print value, and if it's not, x and y are not same, then I'll get a value of 9 as a print value. Okay, switch cases, if there are different cases, we want to switch it like a switchboard. I want to turn on the fan, then I click the 1. I need to turn on the light, I'll click to 2. That kind of switch. For loop is a loop system. If I want to say I want to traverse from 1 to 5, I guess you guys know it. I'll later go into deep onto it. I'm just getting you the idea. For I is equal to 1 and I want to go to 5. So I 1 to 5 will be like traversing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every value. This is a loop condition. There are 3 loops: for, while loop, do while loop. Function declares a function. Whatever is like he does work. This is a function, and this function has been called by a variable. So later we'll go on to it function. Then return returns any value we want to return, any function we want to return. Okay, that goes to return statement. Exists a function. Try implements error handling of a block of statements. Try and catch is a thing what we call error handling. If I say a is equal to b, is like x is equal to y and print 5, or else x is equal to is like if x is equal to y not happens, x not is equal to y, then print 9. And if the value is not in the integer format, it's in the string, I want it to be in the as an error. It's an error value. So I'll have a try block called try block, and then the if conditions, then the else conditions, and the bracket close, and next I want the catch value. Like if the error happens, then print this like error input. Like I'm talking about here again. Let's see. This is the try block. Next, I have the if statement. If x is equal to y, print 5. Like you can say console log 5, okay, because this is JavaScript. Console dot log 5. Next disclose, and else console dot log 9. Okay, this condition is happen, and I say catch if there is an error, console log error message, error input. Okay, error input. Okay, this is the format. You can see this is the format of try catch block. This is the basic format I have till. I'll later move on to it in detail. Okay, don't need to think about it. I'll go into these topics in detail. But what I want, because you need to give attention, just give those basic condition and the things whatever I am talking in the class, you need to clear it. If you have any doubt, then ask please. Okay. I know that because it's a language, there will be a lot of doubts. So please try to answer any doubt you have. Okay. So this is the basic context statements. Up to this, we'll study today. Okay. We'll not study. It's like we have studied the basics of JavaScript. It's like how it runs and all the basic terms. But I think there's a lot of doubt you have. So please ask the doubt. Then we'll end the session.
सर वो फंक्शन वाला एक और बार बता दो ना.
फंक्शन is like we'll talk about function later on because function एक बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है. फंक्शन का क्या होता है, मतलब तुम्हारा एक फंक्शन है, मैंने डिक्लेयर किया कि खाना खाना, eating is a function. How you eat? You put your hands in the rice, then you put it on your mouth, then the function happens of eating. It's like if you call digestion is a process that happens. It's like there's a formula of how digestion happens. So I'm calling the function. It's like digest and then return the value. So this is called function. We'll later move on to the function in details. Uh, we need to understand the code syntax and the format, how you write that code. Function will next is the recursion. Uh, console.log document.write. Okay. Document.write is like if you need anything to print, document.write, you can see here document.write. Okay, Z. If I need to print that, you can see there is no document in it right now. Document happens when we are using a HTML file. Okay, when I'm using an HTML file, there's a document. But when I'm running a JavaScript file, there's nothing a JavaScript file. Okay, so we don't have that. So we can't run the file because there's no document in it. You can run it on your server when there's nothing very much different. The same thing prints, but try to use console.log because it's very familiar. You can use it in every cases. Okay. So is there any doubt? Okay. So next class we'll move on to the next topics of JavaScript. Thank you everyone. So you don't have any doubt, right? Okay, then we can end the session right now. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. We'll see you in the next class and discuss further. Okay, everyone. Okay, so hello. All clear? So that was the first what we studied here last time. Today we'll study the JavaScript syntax. There are two kind of declarations. Like if you compare it to the level of maths you studied in class 8, 9, 10, you declare something called x. X is the fruit people ate in some place. You need to calculate the x and y. You need to calculate what is the value of x and y, that kind of things. You just let value of x is the value of the fruits is equal to x. So that is the same concept. Letting something the value, you're getting the value of y. And another concept is var. Var is the variable that is changeable. In standard practice of JavaScript, we don't prefer to use variables. Okay. So you can see this is like fixed values and variable values. So when you are taking any number form is int num. Okay, this is for other languages. Int, integer. Any language, integer. Integer is for the numbers. Whatever number from 1 to 1000. Any number. If it is a number, this is the int format. The other format is strings. You can say John Doe. This is a name. Okay. Whatever is your name, this is a string format name. If I say Alok, so this is a string. Okay. Anything that is a letter wise thing, that is a string. Okay. So there's a basic sound int and string and JavaScript values. I don't know. Okay. Let's see this. We'll understand better here. Okay. हाँ बोल हाँ spell. Actually, JavaScript and Java are both different languages. You may say that Java is like similar name, but JavaScript is scripting language. It's a script. Lots of scripts are there. Java is a different language. Java and JavaScript develop is like who made the JavaScript. Java is like the owner is different. Who invented that language? There's nothing similar to Java and JavaScript. It's like the names are similar. Just that's only it. Okay. Who is this? Afnaf? Ahmad Agad. Okay. So here I am just recapping the thing. Previous class we have learned this only document.get element by ID, and this is the ID name demo, and this is a dot inner HTML. This is a format. So what does that it mean? The document and get element by ID fetch the ID name that is called demo here and change the value of demo or the p tag from JavaScript user arithmetic operators to computer value this value to this value. What is the value of 5 plus 6 into 10? If we just run it, we'll get a value of 110. So everyone knows the brackets. These are the first brackets. These are numbers. These are plus. These are numbers. And again, this is like multiplication is 10. These are the these are normal basic things. You know, plus, minus, into is like multiplication, division. Modulus is one function. I don't know. I don't think you know. If I just make it 5 plus 6 modulo 10, that will be value of 1. So what is the modulo function? Modulo function works like okay what? Yes, modulo function gives a remainder. Whatever the value is, it gives a remainder. If you divide is like 51 by 6, the modulo function will be like 48, 3, there will be 8, and this is the modulo function value. Modulo, this is the name. Okay, so here you can see this is the values. You can just change the values, and the ultimate thing is what we have learned in the yesterday's class is the last class. This is the main function we have implemented in lots of other places. This thing document.get element by ID. Okay, this is the very important topic of JavaScript. Okay, next we move on to this. You can see like 5 into 10 the same things. Okay, just wait 1 minute. Okay, so okay, functions. Yeah, I know function. So we'll talk about function later on. We'll talk about function in details. Don't worry, because before function there are lots of topics like loops, if-else statement. We need to cover that. Then we'll move on to function. If we talk about the one-liner, what is the use of function? In this case, function, and we are calling my fun. My fun is declared as a function where maybe how we are doing fun is derived. It's like a it's derived like a model how we are doing the fun. If you are giving the input, then the fun will happen. So here my fun is a function. When I am declaring my fun and giving the inputs go to the function and gives the output. The code is written into the function. Okay, we'll talk about this later on in detail. So next JavaScript was JavaScript. Here is a normal basic. Is like you can do just this and it will be get commented out. Okay, this and okay, sorry, this and this the code will not run. Okay, and also you can use shift, that one. And if you want to cover every line, like a lot many lines, then you can say select control slash, not shift control. Okay, here it is done. Next we move on to the nothing use case, nothing use. Go to JavaScript comments. Not remember that basic things. So we'll continue with the variables. We have talked about var, let, and const earlier, right? There's nothing we need to study. We have studied this earlier. Define character name one. Okay, these are the basic things I believe you know. Um, You guys know, right? Let x is equal to this will give the value of 5 plus 2 plus 2. I have already mentioned it in this two in this here. Okay. Uh, John Doe. It means John. It's like, it is called this is called a empty string or null string. What the value it gives? It just gives the space, like John space Doe. Spaces look like this, so there will be this John Doe. Okay, so I believe it's clear. Uh, okay, let comes to let variable again. Let is something uh, we have developed. I don't know. I don't think it's more. I don't think is there any doubt. These are basic things. Okay, const. We need to talk about const. Uh, that I have already mentioned. Constant is constant. What about a constant? If you say gravitation constant 9.8, this the value is fixed 9.8 kilometer per second. The value is fixed. You can't change. That's the same thing as constant. The value of pi is 3.144. 3.14 dot 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 dot. So value of pi is 3.14 and that is fixed. You can't change that. Okay, this kind of values are called const. Whatever you need is like you need to fix any value in the code. You don't need to change that value again. If you are using const car is equal to this and then use let car is equal to this, but in favor we'll go to const value and you'll get a const value updated. Not updated is the in return. So whenever you're running, you are getting the const value only. You don't get the late value. Okay. So operators, JavaScript operators. Okay. How many? Who knows this JavaScript operators? I want you guys to cooperate. Who knows JavaScript operators? Who can explain? I want explanation. Who can explain JavaScript operators? Explain in chat. You can use chat. I'm giving 5 minutes. You just think and let me know. You can if you can use mic or you can use chat. And everyone try to answer that JavaScript operators. Give full detailed explanation. Addition and multiplication are part of JavaScript operators. anyone else, these are the like in every language these are the same. So if you know any other language you can answer. So try on. Yes, it is used to compare two values. And also there are lots of things. Just revise. Think you know. I know that if you know any other language you have learned that anytime.